I fell in love with an alien, and this is that story.
If you ever hear these words outside of this YouTube video, just run, my dude. You deserve better. Welcome back to my channel, boys and girls. I hope you're doing good, and as you probably already guessed, this lady here is a very special one. So yeah, let's jump right into a life-changing story.
I was driving back to my friend's house, and his house is in the middle of nowhere, completely surrounded by woods.
For those of you that think that she's actually a paid actor for this video, I did a bit of my research on her, and she really is all about what she says here. It's actually unbelievable, but we'll get to that in a second.
Completely surrounded by woods. When we were driving home, I saw this really bright star in the sky, and it didn't look like a normal star. It was a slightly different color and way brighter than the rest. It got me thinking about UFOs, and I turned to him and I said, I want to see a UFO.
Yeah, that's like a very normal thing. When you're just driving home with a girl sitting next to you and she suddenly randomly goes,
I want to see a UFO.
Like, what?
So I kept my eye on that star while we were driving, and I noticed it getting lower and lower and lower until it actually landed right next to us as we were driving. And it was a real UFO. That night, my life was completely changed forever.
Completely changed because she found the most handsome alien that has walked Earth by now. She found the literal equivalent of Channing Tatum in form of an alien, and obviously she left her boyfriend on the spot there. No further questions needed. I would have done the exact same thing.
The UFO was this huge craft, red and green light. When they landed next to us, it was like they heard me say, I want to see a UFO. I was just wondering how the hell they heard me.
You know, it's one thing to be delusional in the sense of having an actual relationship with an actual alien, but it's an entirely different story to think that a UFO landed right next to you just because you said you wanted to see one.
I want to see a UFO.
Like, yeah, obviously not even aliens could resist your absolutely non-crazy personality, so I guess that's why they fell for you like instantly. Without any kind of hesitation, they immediately start to simp for this girl. I wish I had these kind of female problems.
That experience was on my mind all day, every day, and I had so many questions. So the next week, me and my friend decided to go back there just to see what would happen if we showed up to the same spot.
So not only did the UFO just land right next to your car to show off their UFO, I guess, but you also have the ability to let them come to that same spot whenever you feel the need to. Bro, this is like some serious Man in Black type of stuff here.
And it was just completely like pitch black. And when we hopped over to the other side of the fence, we could not see anything, but we could hear footsteps walking towards us. And these beings showed up, and they were 4 very tall, pale white, skinny figures.
Am I just wrong in my perception here, or is it completely normal to walk into a forest when it's pitch black outside and walk towards footsteps that are coming towards you? Like, on what substances do you have to be to actually think that this is any sort of good idea? Surely it couldn't have been anything else than 4 tall white aliens in a forest late at night. There was just no other possibility.
Their energy was so intense that it made my head hurt, and it was hard for me to think. We realized they actually can't speak like we do. It's telepathic. Yeah, I was scared, but I was also like jumping up and down and like freaking out because I was so excited. I could not believe that this was actually happening.
And I can tell you why you couldn't believe that this was actually happening. Because it didn't actually happen.
I kept trying to think of why I felt this strong connection to this one being. So I just kind of let it out into the universe and let them know that I wanted to know what our connection was.
I swear this could only come from a woman. To feel sort of a romantic connection to something that isn't even from our planet and isn't even a human being at all. But after this romantic Romeo and Juliet kind of experience, she happened to be in a car crash incident. Maybe thinking too much about her extraterrestrial lover on the way home, but who knows? And this is the conclusion she came up with as to why she wasn't hurt at all in that car crash.
It took me a while to sift through what I was feeling and these vague memories that were coming back, but I came to the conclusion that I was actually not in the car at all. I was actually taken off planet for 3 days, and I remember being in this ship with these same 4 beings that I had seen in the woods, and spent the majority of the time with this one being that I had that strong connection with.
So that is why she wasn't hurt in that horrible car crash. Now everything starts to make perfect sense.
His name's Benashar, or Ben for short. Ben is a Zeta Gray, pale white skin, very slender built, eyes 2.5 times the size of humans, no body hair at all.
Oh yes, this is the literal equivalent of attractiveness. How any woman could resist this pure masculinity and attractiveness is far beyond me. So I can't blame her for cheating on her boyfriend with an alien when the alien looks like a supermodel to me.
And he's hilarious. Like, I had never heard of this type of alien before.
Well, she might hasn't heard from this type of alien before, but she sure as hell has heard of other types of aliens before. Just one quick glance into her Instagram profile gives us a very good idea of where this is all going, namely downhill. Lyra Ray, the alien princess, Pleiadian soul. Now this is where I started to get a slight suspicion that something seemed kinda off here. Zeta hybrid, priestess, DNA activator. Now I'm not too sure what all these words mean, especially given the alien community slang she uses here, but as far as my research goes, I guess she believes that she's an hybrid between an alien and a human, and by solely judging her by her absolutely insane face, I can accept that.
It was really hard for me. Like, I went through a really hard time in my life because I felt like I was crazy for a long time.
Who would have ever said that you're crazy? How does anyone ever come to that conclusion? But for real, they couldn't have chosen a single better video to put it in the background. The tinfoil hat is really the cherry on the ice cream here.
I was definitely able to develop a strong telepathic communication with him that I still keep to this day, and now I can have a relationship with him and ask him questions whenever I want. I don't speak to him every day because he actually does have a life as well. He has to work too.
It just sounds like she doesn't even believe herself while she's saying this. And what does this alien even has to work on? To get as much human woman pregnant as he possibly could?
He has to work too.
Yeah. Oh, he's cheating on you. Ever thought about that?
He's very much like a guardian to me. He looks out for kind of like the unseen energies and things that are happening around me. It keeps me protected. Our relationship is to be an example to others of us opening ourselves up to our own multidimensionality.
As an example, huh? So maybe you could give me your secret sorcerer's trick to let these beings magically appear like you did in the woods last time. Maybe then I'll be able to follow your example and get as much alien woman pregnant as humanly possible, so that our next generation is a perfectly mixed blend of an alien and a commentary YouTuber.
We might all be on this planet right now having a human experience, but we are all still connected to everything that the universe is. I'm here to show people that love really is the most powerful thing in the universe, and that's what connects all of us, and it transcends space-time and all dimensions.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with her, I guess. But I hope you enjoyed today's video, guys, and if you did, be sure to support this Moisty channel here, and yeah, I'll see you guys later on OnlyFans.